Hello everybody and welcome to Tuesdays with Terry, where the horrors persist and I still find myself in a pit of despair, depression, all those fancy words that y'all like to hear. JK. Anyway, I have tomorrow off work and I've decided to either force myself out of my reading slump because one, I don't have any Spotify audiobook listening hours and it doesn't reset until not tomorrow but the next day, which is crazy. And I also don't have any credits on my Audible. And I'm in the middle of a book series. Anyway, so I've decided to get myself out of the reading slump that I am in and force myself to read The Hunger Games. I say force. It's only forced because I'm reading it in the most cursed way ever. I did a little bit of sleuthing on Reddit and I found this. First of all, it's 2 pages, kind of. So it starts off simple, read The Hunger Games. You can already tell that we are not going to chronological order, okay? Then we're going to go to Catching Fire, but only until Katniss and Peeta sit to watch the quell, which I checked is on chapter 14, page 325, in the middle of a paragraph. Can you see that? The middle of a paragraph I have to stop reading. And what do I pick up then? I pick up Sunrise on the Reaping. I only have this copy, so I'm not going to be reading the book because I only have my fancy copy because I borrowed it out to somebody else, okay? So I'm not reading this because it's a collector's edition. But anyway, I need to read this only up to Haymitch watching the video of Lucy Gray, which I checked is chapter 25, page 335. I'm struggling to read my own handwriting, can you tell? Different camera angle because I got a text, so hope that didn't ruin the video. Anyway, then I get to read Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes, which I actually don't have in front of me. That's unacceptable. And lucky me, I get to read the entirety of this book front to back without having to stop in the middle of a paragraph. I get to read all of Ballad, and then I go back to Sunrise on the Reaping, and you may see another little dollop in there. Where do I have to stop this time? I have to stop at the epilogue, which makes sense. So that is page 381. Once again, I'll be reading the audiobook of this, but checking my notes so that I don't go past where I'm supposed to go. Then I get to read the rest of Catching Fire, right? And then I go to Mockingjay, and I get to read all of it except the epilogue. Then I go back to Sunrise on the Reaping, read the epilogue for that one, read the epilogue of Mockingjay, and we're done. That's what I'm doing. I think combining me being off work tomorrow, audiobook time, because I have the audiobook for all of these because I'm obsessed with them, and just physically reading the books, except Sunrise on the Reaping. I think I can do that in a day and a bit. I think I can do that. I'm going to start now. I'll give you updates along the way. Starting at 3:58 p.m. I will update you in a couple of hours and let you know where I am. So it is currently 6:04 p.m. I got to chapter 11 and that is page 179, I think. I've been mostly doing audiobook at the minute. I had like a half an hour where I was reading the book, but thank God for speeding up audiobooks because I can actually have it set to the speed that I read at. So I'm definitely on track for The Hunger Games anyway. It is 12:57. I've just finished the first Hunger Games book because I had a nap and I had to go and pick up Kirsty from work, and then we ended up like going to Asda and then chatting for ages. I didn't get to finish The Hunger Games as quickly as possible, but because I had the nap, I'm going to be up all night, so I'm going to start Catching Fire now. It is 12 minutes past 2 in the morning. For some reason I am absolutely knackered even though I had a nap. I got to chapter 8 of Catching Fire. I'm probably going to listen to one more chapter and then go to bed. It is 10:21 and I'm about to read the last half chapter of Catching Fire before I move on to Sunrise on the Reaping. 10:29, starting Sunrise on the Reaping. It is 3:39. I've just finished my first reading of Sunrise on the Reaping. I think I'm at like 86%. Now I get to start Ballad and I get to finish all of Ballad in one go. So yay! So it is 12:35. I've just finished Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes. I did have someone over earlier on, so I couldn't get as much reading done as I wanted to for the day. I'm also at work tomorrow, so I don't know how much reading I'm going to get done in between now and after work. But we'll see. Okay, so bear with me. I don't have clips for any of the rest of this, so I'm just going to have to tell you the times and write them on screen like I've been doing. So on my commute to work and the first 11 minutes of my shift in work, I ended up getting to page 381 of Sunrise on the Reaping by 5:11 a.m. Then between 5:11 and about 7:45, I was reading Catching Fire, which I then finished on my break at 10:08 a.m. Then between 10:09 a.m. and 10:26 a.m, I got to about 5% of Mockingjay, the audiobook. And then I have to stop, finish work, and then I can start reading again. So then I started reading Mockingjay again after work, which I got to page 454, which is the entire book minus the epilogue, by 11:29 p.m. that day. And now we just have a couple of tiny little epilogues to do. So between 11:30 and 11:33 p.m. I finished the Sunrise on the Reaping epilogue, and at 11:33 to 11:35 I finished the Hunger Games Mockingjay. So I started reading the books at 3:58 p.m. on the 26th, and I finished all of them at 11:35 p.m. on the 28th, which is 2 days and a bit, which is an entire day longer than I wanted to finish the books in, but it's definitely done its job and I am out of my reading stint. So yay, I feel very fulfilled. I actually really enjoyed doing it and I would definitely read it like this again. I don't know, I had a lot of fun with this. If you know any other cursed ways to read the Hunger Games, let me know, because I'm always willing to read the Hunger Games. So a couple of videos ago, I mentioned right at the end that I finally booked my Japan trip. And then I didn't clarify on it for an entire video, and however long this video is right now. But anyway, I am going to Japan in August, and I am so ecstatic. I don't think a day has gone past where I haven't said that to somebody. I'm going to Japan, by the way. I'm going to Japan. But anyway, I want to start focusing on the glow up that I plan on having, and I've already started having. Okay, so let's get into what I've been doing. Okay, so my mother got me an LED mask for Christmas, and I was using it 3 to 4 times a week, really liking it, blah blah blah. But then all of a sudden the charging port just broke in it, so I was really upset about the fact that it broke, and I've only just started enjoying using it and stuff. So I ended up having to buy myself another one. So I bought one for about 60 quid. It's got near infrared in it, which is really good. So it's not a proper professional mask, because I don't even know if there's if it's doing anything. It's just kind of a part of the routine, right? So I've already invested in that. So I was just kind of if it works, it works. If it doesn't, at least I'm enjoying doing it, you know what I mean? And I've just went back and checked. I never actually showed you the Korean skincare products that I bought, but for my next video I'm planning on just having a glow up video, just to see what I've been doing to kind of prepare for Japan, because I want to be my most gorgeous, beautiful self, to go to the most beautiful, gorgeous country. So I've been doing all Korean skincare for a couple of weeks now, and by the way, the difference is insane. A couple of days after starting it, I got a compliment off my boss, off my skin, saying that I looked glowy, and I was like, oh my god, stop! So I've been doing that. I've bought a couple more things, so I do have stuff to show you. I've been exclusively using this shampoo and this conditioner. And this might change because I'm going to research into other shampoos and conditioners, but right now this one just smells so good. And then I can't go on enough about this hair mask. Just, it smells delicious. Every single time I use it, every time I'm walking, I get a whiff of pineapple, and it's phenomenal. Okay, so that's what I've been doing for my skin, my hair. I'm very self-conscious about my teeth as well. So I was in B&M's today. Oh, I was in Home Bargains today. And I got a couple more things. So I got this polishing powder. Just to try it. It's a purple tooth toner. The idea of putting a powder in my mouth kind of makes me want to gag. But we're going to try it. And then I also got this Purple Reveal mouthwash. I had to think about that for a second there. So hopefully you're going to see me with teeth the colour of snow soon. I couldn't think of anything else that's white. And I've been trying to grow my nails out, but for months, by the way, but I have to use my hands a lot for work, so I get really dry hands and I'm constantly cracking my nails. So for the last week, I had my nails painted blue, which you might have seen clips of me running around and I've got blue hands. However, now I have biab. So I've got biab. I'm planning on having the longest, sleekest little nails ever for going to Japan, and they're going to be my own nails. The first biab session kind of makes me look at my hands and go, why do they look like that? So I've been taking supplements, and I say taking as if I didn't start these today. So I've got this collagen beauty one, which is also good for your skin. So yeah, taking one of them. And I've got these little gummy things with biotin, zinc, and selenium in them for skin, hair, and nails, which are the 3 things that I'm working on. And I looked up the reviews for the gummies, and it says that it's supposed to stop your hair falling out, which, thank God, because the amount my hair sheds is unreal. So give me a couple months, and I'm going to be so hot. Please forget I said that. I feel the need to mention this, even though you already know, because I've mentioned it in the last couple of videos. I'm also going to the gym, so I'm working on face, skin, hair, nails, body. The only thing I need to work on is the mind, which is the hardest one. So please expect the next video to be a glow up video. And I'm actually so excited. Floor time. Okay, so last week was actually terrible. So my mental health has been actually so drained for the last couple of weeks, but last week was something else, and it actually ended with the worst possible thing that it could have, to the point where Rebecca came over last night to spend time with me because I was literally on edge. And we ended up having a couple drinks. We played board games until about 1 a.m. and then we had a sleepover. And then that's when I went and got my nails done. And then I went around B&M's, went to the gym, stuff like that, and just made sure that I had a really good day, because a really good start to the week means that I've started it on a good note. And I actually feel happy for the first time in ages. This video is a bit long, so I'm going to cut it off there. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe, please, and I will see you next week.